Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Reality of Wrestling Arena, the brand new Reality of Wrestling Arena. And let me tell you, I am so excited to finally be back here once again with you guys live across all of our channels here. We're all over YouTube. We're all over Facebook. We are literally everywhere. Twitter, I believe we're live as well on Twitch. Everybody is here. Everybody is ready for another exciting night of action here at the Reality of Wrestling. My name is Kirby Carry-On the Historian, and I'm ready to bring you some information about what you guys can expect to see here tonight live from our Reality of Wrestling Arena. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to buy your tickets to our event, because tonight we are here for Veterans Day. It is because of the Brave event, and we're going to be honoring a lot of our veterans here tonight. I actually already in our ring have we have a photographer taking pictures and everything, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our veterans. And everybody that has been a veteran, thank you so much for your service. But tonight, we're going to be seeing a lot of wrestling action. If you haven't caught up on the episodes, let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff that you have missed, such as new champion Will Alday. That's right, you heard me right. A brand new Reality of Wrestling champion, Will Alday, is going to be in the building tonight. And he is actually facing somebody who's very familiar with. He will be defending the championship against Max Castellanos, and you're going to be able to hear from both of them here within the next 30 minutes before we go live in the Reality of Wrestling Arena. Now, you're also going to be seeing another showcase match, and when I tell you showcase match, let's just say it's more of a blockbuster match, because we're the return of the bounty hunter Brian Keith to the Reality of Wrestling Arena, and he's going to be facing Impact Wrestling's own Kenny King. If you haven't seen Kenny King before or Brian Keith before, are you living under a rock? Be honest with me. You can tell me you're living under a rock. It's okay. But I'm glad that you're here, because you're going to be seeing the premier Reality of Wrestling experience here tonight with some of the best talent. And that's just some of the action that we're going to have for you guys here today. We are also going to be hearing the development of what's going to be happening in the Diamond Championship as things for here. We saw last month that the championship was actually very controversial as a former champion, Gigi Ray. And we're being told that we're going to be hearing updates about that later on tonight by GM Abel Andrew Jackson. Hopefully we can shed some light on the situation about what's going to happen with the situation of that championship. Now, I am going to be bringing on guests here today. I see all the comments already. No bread, no water, just meat. We love Booker T on commentary on NXT for sure. And I'm going to be bringing on guests here tonight. We're going to be hearing from Will Alday. We're going to be hearing from the Reality Wrestling Champion, Will Alday. We're going to be hearing, let me see what this comment says here. So the Wall Lobby is the one, or is this Call of Duty or not? I don't think it's Call of Duty. But we're definitely going to be hearing from Will Alday. We're going to hear from Max Castellanos. We're going to speak with Kenny King here shortly, and we're also going to be speaking with Brian Keith as well. And we're going to be getting their thoughts about the matchups that they're going to be dealing here with later tonight. You already see some of the stars already here walking behind me and everything. We're getting ready for another amazing event here in the Reality of Wrestling Arena. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring out our first guest here today, shall we? Let's go and bring out our first guest. Let's see if Kenny King is ready. Is Kenny King ready for us? I want to say that Kenny King is ready for us. No? Okay, they're still going to go look for him right now. I believe he's getting ready. If I was facing Brian Keith later on tonight, I guarantee you that I would want to get a little more preparation. Oh, we got a general manager, Abel Andrew Jackson here, going to be joining us for a second. Now, Abel, welcome in. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I was expecting Kenny King, but hey, you are just as great for sure. Now, I've got a question for you. I have to know. I'm very curious. I already talked to the people here earlier today that we are going to be hearing about the development of the Diamonds Championship after what happened last month. Could you give us a bit of a scoop, maybe a little bit of breaking news, what we can expect here tonight?
Okay, so this is what you can expect. A lot of excitement. That's what you can expect that's going on tonight. I mean, I can't spoil it, but it's going to be great. I mean, I see the Diamonds division just out there.
Out there?
Out there. Elon Musk.
Next level.
Next level. Elon Musk is he has the space.
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX.
Absolutely. Tesla too.
We have the Diamond division that's going to go beyond SpaceX.
Beyond SpaceX.
Beyond. These women are amazing. And we're going to we're working towards crowning a new interim.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, Diamond Division champion. I'm so excited.
Did you hear that, guys? Breaking news. We're going to be crowning an interim
I say we're going to be working on.
Working on. Okay. All right.
On.
I may have spoken too soon. I apologize. I get excited. You guys know me as the historian here, and I get a little bit ahead of myself, possibly at the fact that there could be some breaking news here. So I apologize.
Well,
I apologize.
No problem. I'm like, you know, the old grandma or the old mom that be cooking in the kitchen. She's cooking, and you want to come in and you want to see what they're cooking. You're like, hey, what are you cooking? Let me get out of my kitchen. But
Fair.
You can smell it.
Fair.
You can smell it. And
I got
it smells so good. So I just want to put a little seasoning on there so they can get us the aroma of what's coming.
The aroma of what's coming. There you go. Well, Abel, thank you so much for your time. I very much appreciate it. Now, let's see if we can get Kenny King in here somewhere. We'll give him a few more minutes, but I know we do for a fact have somebody already here waiting to be interviewed. We talked to him a little bit early to be prepped for this, and I know that he's ready to talk. So right now we're going to bring on Max Castellanos up next. And Max Castellanos is going to have the opportunity of a lifetime. Hello, Max. How you doing today? We're going to give him a minute to put on the headset here. But how you doing today, man?
I'm doing a lot better than you. How are you?
A lot better than me. That's fair. I fully get that. Now, Max, you have the opportunity of a lifetime here today. You have an opportunity to capture the Reality of Wrestling Championship from Will Alday. How do you feel about that kind of opportunity?
How do I feel? Like I feel basically every day. I feel prepared. I feel ready. But here's the thing. I think Will Alday is not prepared for Max Castellanos. He underestimates Max Castellanos. Seems like everybody does, and everybody learns the hard way.
The hard way.
So
with the chair, right?
Oh, with the chair, with my bare fist, with everything I have to offer. Will Alday better hold on to that title tight, because tonight Max Castellanos is going home back to Mexico as the new Reality of Wrestling champion.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm favorites, but, you can look at the bolo tie right here. I do have some sort of kinsmanship here with Max Castellanos, but I do want to bring up something here with you and Will Alday in you guys' past. You guys have actually faced off for the Texas Championship in the past, and unfortunately, you did come out on the losing end. How are you going to be changing your strategy for that matchup coming up to maybe get you a different result?
Look, in the past, I made mistakes. Last time me and Will were in the ring, I let the emotions get the best out of me. Now it's going to be a little bit different. So I can't tell you much, but be prepared. You sit here in your little chair with a little headset, and you pay attention what's going to happen tonight. And then you tell me what you see.
Well, definitely. That's going to be an exciting matchup, and that does happen here tonight. It is going to be our main event, the Reality of Wrestling Championship between Max Castellanos and Will Alday. Now, Max, I do have one more question here for you today. We know that our next event is Christmas Chaos. That's one of the biggest events that Reality of Wrestling hosts every single year. What would it mean to you personally if you were to walk into Christmas Chaos as the new Reality of Wrestling champion?
What if?
What if?
It's going to happen. That's it.
It's going to happen. He says it that it is going to happen. Well, Max, thank you so much for your time. Any last parting words before we move on here to our next guest?
That's it.
That's it. Short and sweet and concise. You love to see it. That is Max Castellanos, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight you're going to be seeing him take action against the Reality of Wrestling champion, Will Alday. But coming up next, we have Kenny King, who is ready to talk to you guys. We finally got some time with him. And here he is. Impact Wrestling's own Kenny King. I'm so excited to speak to this man right here. Kenny,
why you got me so
how
low
you doing?
over here, bro? Let me
that
get
was
back
that
up
was
here.
Max. That was the Max that lowered the chair. How you doing, Kenny?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm very excited to talk to you now. This isn't the first time that you've been here at Reality of Wrestling. This is the second time. However, it's your first time in the Reality of Wrestling arena.
100%.
What brings you here to Reality of Wrestling?
Booker T is a favorite of mine. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, one of my favorite people. The last time I was in Reality Wrestling in my hometown in Las Vegas, had a great time, had a good business relationship, and I'm in my faction. I'm bringing the lights, camera faction.
We love to see it.
This is one of the top factions. These are top 4 of the top pro wrestlers, up-and-coming pro wrestlers in the entire industry. We decided that I was going to join, and so I'm bringing my lights, camera faction to Reality Wrestling. So for the first time ever, all 5 of them can be seen here at Reality Wrestling.
And it's going to be pretty exciting now. You talk about everybody coming here to the Reality Wrestling Arena tonight. You actually have a match against Brian Keith, who this is his promotion. This is where he, made his craft, and he became who he was today. Do you think you may suffer a little bit from not having a home court advantage being Reality Wrestling against Brian Keith?
No, bro. Home court advantage is for guys who got ice water flowing through their veins. I've wrestled everywhere. I wrestled in Scotland. I wrestled in Ireland. I've won matches in places that I don't live. So the home court advantage thing doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is I'm standing across the ring with a guy in Brian Keith who is absolutely taking the wrestling world by storm. This dude is collecting bounties everywhere. But this one right here, this is a bounty that might cost you an arm and a leg, literally, Brian Keith. So I don't know if your homecoming is going to go as well as you think.
That's definitely going to be a very good match. Keep an eye out for it, because this match was actually supposed to happen just a few years ago before we had an unfortunate cancellation of the event. So do you think maybe your strategy has evolved from then to now? How has your journey evolved from then to now to where Brian Keith should absolutely have something to worry about?
I'm as good as I've ever been. Inside of the ring, on this microphone, I'm as good as I've ever been. I'm in fantastic shape. The 20 years of pro wrestling is not slowing me down very much at all. So I'm just in fantastic shape. I'm at the top of my game right now. So Brian Keith is on the top of his game. Then it's going to be an easy win for King. King.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny King in action for the very first time in the Reality of Wrestling Arena here tonight. Kenny, anything you would like to let know the Reality of Wrestling people here?
ROW fans, thank you for tuning in. I'm really happy that you're going to be witness to the Kenny King edition of Reality of Wrestling tonight.
Well, I can't wait to see that matchup tonight. It's going to be one of our 2 main events here, and I'm going to say it's going to be a blockbuster. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again, and you're going to hear it on the broadcast. This match is going to be absolute fireworks, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Kenny, thank you so much for your time. I very much appreciate it.
Time's
Good
up,
luck.
Brian. I'll see you later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 of our guests that we've got here today. And now we are going to try and get a hold of Brian Keith himself, or maybe actually we're going to get the Reality of Wrestling champion, Will Alday. Will. First and foremost, welcome, champ.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Good.
Now, Will, I'm going to cut to the chase here.
Okay.
You made your surprise return just a month ago, and you shocked the world when you won the Reality of Wrestling Championship for a second time.
That's right.
How did that feel for you?
Man, I don't know if words can describe that, but what it felt like to me is something that should have happened a long time ago. It was something that was stolen from me, something that was taken from me by Booker and his minions, goons, and that there are many. And I heard that he hired yet another one tonight.
Another one?
Yeah. So I actually just got word from Abel Andrew Jackson that Booker T made a call. So I thought Charmel made the matches here, but unfortunately, the general manager can be bought, and I'm wrestling Max Castellanos tonight.
All righty. Well, the champ just told you guys that he just found out right now. We actually talked to Max earlier. We knew that we were going to be having the title match. I believe that maybe the news just didn't travel to you quite yet. But, how are you preparing for that match now mentally, now that you're aware just a few minutes ago?
Well, honestly, man, I'm preparing the same way I prepare for every single opponent. I'm just going to do what I do best, and that's go out there and, that's bring the fight to anybody who's in the ring with me. It's bringing the energy to the crowd, the electricity to the crowd, and you can feel it every time I walk out there. I get goosebumps, and you can see the energy rising. You can hear it in the decibel level. You can see it in people's faces and their body language. And, obviously you guys at home, I hope you guys can take time out of your year to be a part of Reality of Wrestling, because we're starting something special here. And, it's just beginning here with Will Alday as the champion.
Now, you do have a victory over Castellanos in championship matches.
That's right.
Do you think that maybe gives you an edge here tonight? Or maybe do you think that maybe could lead to a little bit of overconfidence?
I would say overconfidence, because that's a bad man. I'm not going to underestimate that guy by any means necessary. He is exactly what he says he is, just like I am. That match that we had, I think it was like 2.5 years ago, the Texas title. He really brought the fight to me, and I hadn't been hit that hard in a long time. And I'm hoping I don't get hit that hard tonight, but I'm preparing for it. He's a guy who you got to go out there and you got to bring everything, because if you don't keep him down, he's getting up, And so my mentality is just to bring the same that I always do. He's going to have some tape to study, which you're going to need, Max. But, you know, like I said, nothing's going to change for Will Alday. He's going to go out there. He's going to be the best performer in that ring, night in and night out.
Gotcha, Will. Now, I do have one more question for you. What would it mean for you to walk into Christmas Chaos still the Reality of Wrestling champion?
Man, it mean a lot. You know, this second title run, this being my first defense, I want to do things a little differently. You know, I think I took it for granted last time that I did it. You know, you have that feeling of winning it for the first time, something you wanted for so long, but when it was taken away as quick as it was, I didn't really get to enjoy it. I didn't really get to do everything I wanted to do with it. And, you know, I'm going to make damn sure that I do this time. So going into Christmas Chaos, there's not going to be me coming in with a bum leg. There's not going to be me coming in with a bum back. I'm coming in at 100%, and I'm ready to give it my all to whoever's across the ring for me that day.
Well, best of luck today. You've got
Thanks,
a tough test ahead of you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Before we head out.
Yeah, catch Reality Wrestling, catch Will Alday. I am Mr. Me. There's no feeling of actually being straight by here every time at Reality here on the circuit. You know, this isn't an indie. This is the leagues, and this is where you know. Hopefully, I see you guys soon. I'll be here. I ain't going anywhere, and neither is this. Talk to you guys later.
So, can't wait. Thanks so much for your time. Now we've got one more guest we're waiting for to make his appearance. Give you guys just a little bit of his thoughts on what he's gonna do to Kenny King. We're gonna try and get a hold of him here in the next 10 minutes before we do go off the air. But in case you guys haven't been here before, this is the Reality of Wrestling Arena in 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway in Texas City, Texas. And I can't wait for you guys to see this building and experience what it's like to be here in the crowd, especially for the Row Nation, the Row Faithful, as I like to call you guys. And, you know, it's always an exciting time to see you guys in the building, really enjoy the professional wrestling that we do bring to you guys. And if you haven't been here before, I guarantee you're going to have a good time. I know I saw on Twitter, actually, that there was a fan traveling here for the first time, and I hope that I do get to see them. If you're out there and you can hear me, and I know that we had an interaction on Twitter, I would love to, shake your hand, say thank you for coming to enjoy our show, and, maybe even give you a little parting gift before you head back home. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kirby Carrion. We're still waiting on confirmation that Brian Keith will be available to talk. He does have a lot of preparation to do, again, especially in his homecoming, especially for a big match against somebody like Kenny King, the Impact star, making his Reality of Wrestling arena debut. We did see him actually in Vegas, and for a matter of fact, Kenny King is, for all intents and purposes, undefeated here in the Reality of Wrestling. He faced Titus Alexander over in our Vegas show over, I want to say, 2 years ago or so. And I want to say, yeah, it's been 2 years now. And that match was something that you can actually go see on our YouTube page. So you guys can go onto our YouTube page, look up One Night in Vegas, and that is going to be the event that you guys can see Kenny King in action here in Reality of Wrestling before you see the episode go live in just a few weeks. Now, let me see. I don't believe Brian Keith. I thought I saw him walk back there really quick. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these pre-shows, make sure that you guys are liking, you guys are subscribing. You're giving us all the love on social media because we love to do these more for you. I would love to get a studio set up, guys, so we can, get a full-on production set up for you guys and all the bells and whistles and everything to give you guys a fantastic show. But tell me, actually, as a matter of fact, what's been a favorite match that you guys have seen as of late on our Reality of Wrestling page? Ever since we moved to the arena, I believe we've released about 10 episodes so far. Is it 10? I want to say 6, maybe 8 episodes so far since we moved here to our new arena. We've already seen some title changes happen. We've already seen a lot of exciting things happen. We've seen some shockers happen. For example, I'm going to tell you guys right now, one of my favorite things that has happened in this building so far. Don't tell the boss, because I know he's probably going to be watching this later, and I'm probably going to get fired for saying this. But when he got drug out by security, I was laughing. Unfortunately, I was. It was a funny moment, and it was kind of like a comeuppance moment. He has been meddling in the affairs of so many people, and yes, I know he has the manager's license. He's allowed to do it. Sure, I get it. He's within the confines of his new job description. It's you're annoying. You gotta love yourself and everything. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're being joined by Brad Gilmore.
What's going on, Kirby? What's going on, everybody? Man, Kirby, can you believe we're just a few minutes away from kicking this show off? I'm sure you've been talking about it all night long. This match between the Underground King, Brian Keith, and Kenny King, like, I've just been thinking about it all day.
Same.
And I continually get more excited the more I think about it.
The fact that we were supposed to have this match happen just about 2 years ago before the unfortunate cancellation we had for our event, now it gets to happen. I'm excited to see, because that match was them at the beginning of their prime. Now their prime over the last few years, they've been on absolute journeys the last few years. So it's going to be, even more exciting.
Now, remind me, and I'm sure you've already talked about it, but, last time we saw Kenny King in a reality wrestling ring was at One Night in Vegas, right, where we were sidelined there at the MGM Grand, the first independent wrestling show to ever do a show at the MGM Grand. Who did he wrestle that night? Titus Alexander, somebody we haven't seen since that night either, but really good worker, very good wrestler.
Waves in the independent scene as well.
Is he really good? That's great to hear. I really like that guy a lot. But, Kenny brings a veteran instinct, and Kenny's also not afraid of the big stage. This is somebody who's used to having the lights on him, used to being in a spot, even in unfamiliar territory. I kind of like him to a Steph Curry. Steph Curry got to get the same game no matter where he's playing. No matter what NBA court he sets foot on, you're getting the same game from Steph Curry. He's never shook by the crowd. And that is what Kenny King's going to bring to this. This is a hometown game, though. This is a home game for Brian Keith in more ways than one. Not only are we in H-Town, and not only are we in Texas, but we are in Reality of Wrestling where it all started for him. So this is an attraction match that I'm sure the chat's excited to hear about, and I'm excited we have the best seat in the house for it.
Absolutely. Now, it's funny that you mentioned the home field advantage, because I asked Kenny King about that actually, and he said that that's nothing to him. That he's a man with ice in his veins, and he's just going to be an ice killer here tonight against Brian Keith. And quite frankly, it's Brian Keith's homecoming. We haven't seen him in months, and now he's going to be here. I'm excited to see him. Hopefully we get to see more of him as well. But, Brian Keith, I'm excited to see this matchup. Kenny King is going to be an absolute tough test, and Brian Keith is no sucker. You guys know it already.
They already know, man. They already know. So we're excited for it. We're just here, 3 minutes away from the big show. And we're also going to have so many other big matches that we're going to have tonight. But one thing I wanted to highlight, and I'm sure if you've talked about it or not, is the situation with the Reality Wrestling Diamonds Championship. We don't really know what's going on with the title. It's in flux. I'm interested to find out, because as far as I know, the title is held up by Abel Andrew Jackson. We need clear answers.
I'm excited to see what happens, because as far as I know, we are going to get a little bit of a picture clearer, at least know what's going to happen. Maybe we could even crown a new champion here tonight. Who knows? But I know Abel Andrew Jackson is ready to give an announcement about what's going to be happening the next step.
Okay.
And so we're going to see. Abel talked about it earlier today. He said that tonight we're definitely going to find out at least the next step and what's going to be happening for that. And, I mean, the Diamonds division was already set up as enough as it is. So who is going to be the one to claim this opportunity? Because it's happened before. And then we had a rising star in Kylie Ray just take the reins and run with it. And then the Diamonds division exploded after that a year ago.
Yeah, so we'll have to find out about that. Now, we do want to give the best wishes to a colleague of ours, Brittany Houghton, who will not be joining us on the broadcast. She was recently married, so congratulations to her. Joins the married gang here at Reality Wrestling, and she's off enjoying her honeymoon.
I guess I'm the last one. I gotta get married.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, Kirby.
Just about. But we'll get there eventually. But congratulations, Brittany Howland. We hope that you're enjoying your honeymoon. And we'll see you for Christmas Chaos just a month away.
Christmas Chaos around the corner, one of the big annual events we have here at Wrestling. It'll be the first time that we're housing it at our brand new arena here. And I'm excited, but I'm also excited because I can confirm this for all of our YouTube viewers for the next several weeks. We're going to have a series of guest commentators here on the show, people who maybe you've seen before, you haven't seen in a while. And I'm excited, man.
I always love guest commentators. I love seeing, new facets of information coming through the table and everything, stuff that I may not even thought about. I know for a fact one of my favorite people to call matches with is Clay Roberts, because he has such a technical mind, stuff that I don't even think about.
Well, yeah, you don't think about a lot. The thing that I'm looking forward to the most is when you have a guest commentator here, that means that inherently you will talk less, which is also a win for us here at the Reality of Wrestling. But Kirby, we can't talk all night long. We got to wrap this up. We got to get started. The Reality of Wrestling, the front row of sports entertainment, the #1 independent promotion. All of pro wrestling is about to start. Kirby Carey on, the historian on the boat, Brad Gill on the call. We even got the reporter taking pictures. It's about to go down. Do it for the Brave, because of the Brave. Happy Veterans Day to everybody who served this country out here. We cannot wait to celebrate you and get things started at the Reality of Wrestling.